Welcome to another session in this Python series. We are looking at nested if statements as we are still continuing our conditional statements in Python. In the last session, we looked at the if, elif, and the else statements. Here, we are going to be looking at nested if. For example, look at this syntax. We have the first condition, and if this condition is not true, we have this else statement. So if the condition 1 is not true, then go to the else statement. However, if condition 1 is true, then come and look for condition 2. If condition 2 is true, then execute this code. That is, condition 1 and condition 2 are true. However, if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is not true, then execute this code. So we are going to be using nested if statement a lot as we continue our journey in Python programming. So let us look at examples in order to get this better. Now, in the first session on conditional statements, we did this particular project and we were able to perform the task and get our way out of it. If you did not watch that video, you can go and check it. It is the video before this one. It is the first session before this. Now, let me run it again. So let's run for Mark Ujuku. So I run. So Mark Ujuku. So we are expecting 2 courses and 70 as the highest. You can see 2 courses recorded, your highest scored 70. Now, I want us to move a step further. And how do we do that? Assuming, or before I do that, let me show us a problem here. Let's make Lily an empty list. So when we make Lily an empty list, if you run this and we choose Lily last, you can see that Python is angry at us because of this line of code. The point is that Python is saying, why are you asking it to give you the maximum value of this list when there is nothing inside? So it returns an error message. So how can we go about that? Assuming we have some students whose names are actually inside this record, but no score has been recorded for them. How do we tell those ones from those that do not have their name here? So that is where we will have to rerun this code, rewrite this code again. And this is where it goes. So if name of the student is in the record, it will run and check. If the name is not in the record, it will say, sorry, you do not have any record here. Or let's say, sorry, your name is not in the record here. So your name is not in the record. So sorry, your name is not in the record. However, so if somebody's name is in the record, that is this record, we want to check and say, okay, if we want to see this particular list, this particular value here, so we can say the length of scores into name is greater than 1. Now, What we want is that we want three conditions here. Assuming the name of a student is inside this record, we want three conditions. The first condition is that if the length, if the number of record is more than one, it is going to print out the number of record and the highest score. So, and this code, we go for that. So the number of record is the length of scores name. I believe you should know this, how this work. And then we say print this. So print courses recorded, your highest score, and co. However, we want the second condition that if the score is zero, if the score is zero, that is, if the score is one, rather, if the score is one, we want to tell the student that you have only one score recorded. So we want to say if length of score equal 1, then print you have only one score recorded, which is which is going to be the element that is inside that particular list, and that will be score into name. But since there is only one element in the list, we are only checking for index 0, which is the element inside the list. And then we want to check for the third. So this is not yet complete, our F string. So we want to check for the last, that okay, S. That is, if the score is greater than 1, if it is equals to 1, then if it is not equals to 1 and it is not greater than 1, automatically the so if the score is not greater than 1 and it is not equals to 1, automatically there is nothing inside that list. It's going to be 0. So hence we are going to tell the student that please, your name is in the record, but no score recorded yet. So at this point, we have been able to define three conditions here. One, if a student comes, is their name in the score record? Yes, if it is there. The next thing is, if the record is more than 1, then it will print all of these story. If the score is only one record, it will print this. You only have one score recorded, and this is the value. And then, if the student does not have any record at all, but the name is there, it's going to say, okay, your name is in the record, but no score recorded yet. However, if name is not in the score, that is, the name is not in this score record, it should just go here straight and say, sorry, your name is not in the record. So let us run this. If there is an error, we are going to troubleshoot it together. So let's start with Mark Ojoko. So there's an error. Let's look at it together. So you say score is not defined, and this is where the problem is. So let's look at it together. So this is scores. This should be scores. It should be S. And this one also is S. It should be S2, and this one too should be S. So let's run it again. So Mark Ojukwu. So two courses recorded, your highest score is 70. You can see now it's correct. So let's change it to just 58. And let us see if this particular condition here will be executed. So Mark Ojukwu again. So it's returning an error. Let's check. So where do we have score again? Score name equal core 1. Oh. So at this point, it should be scores 2. So let's run again. So you have only one score recorded, which is 58. So that one is running too. Let's check for Lily last now. Lily last does not have any record at all. So we expect this particular one to run. So let's run it. Lily last. Run it. Please, your name is in the record, but no score recorded yet. So, good. We have been able to get the task done so that if our student comes, put their name inside this code, it will tell them whether their name is there or not and if scores have been recorded or not. Good. So this is how we can use the nested if functions. Good. So you are going to do this exercise by yourself. You are going to be using this particular list. You can see this list here is what you are going to be using. And you are going to be checking. Check if a student name is in the record. If yes, let the student know the number. So no, the number of subjects recorded, the names of the subjects, and their scores. If the student's name is in the dictionary but there is no record yet for the student, let the student also know. If the student's name is not in the dictionary, let them know too. So the output should be like this. Two scores recorded for you. So you put the subject and the score, subject and the score. So your name is not in this record if the name of the student is not in the record. No score has been recorded for you yet if the name of the student is in the record, but there has not been any score recorded yet. And this is the dictionary.